Hey guys, it's Ro. It's the holiday season. I love this time of year, and I thought it would be a perfect time to make some themed treats. The first treat that we're going to be making are some cookies for Santa. It's the chocolate chip cookie recipe from my cookbook, but with a holiday twist. The things you'll need will be 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of granulated sugar, 3/4 cup of firmly packed brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 large eggs, 2 sticks of room temperature salted butter, and for the holiday twist, instead of using 12 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips, we are going to be using 6 ounces of white chocolate chips and red and green holiday M&Ms. The first thing that we're going to do in a medium-sized bowl, we are going to whisk together our flour, salt, and baking soda. Whisk together until evenly combined, and then we're going to set it off to the side. Now we're going to use a large bowl and we're going to cream together our butter, granulated sugar, brown sugar, and vanilla extract. Then take an electric mixer and cream together until light and fluffy. After you've creamed the butter and sugar, now we are going to add our 2 large eggs, mixing one at a time. So add one and then mix, and then add another and then mix. We've got our 2 mixtures, and now I'm going to slowly add our dry flour mixture into our large bowl and mix together on a low speed until evenly combined. And you can use a spatula to scrape down in between mixing. I have this little holiday one. I think I found this at Target, I'm not sure, but it's so cute. It has a little tree in the middle, and it looks like it's snowing. Oh, look at that. Now he looks like he's been in a blizzard. Our dough is smelling so good. It is all mixed up, and now we are gonna fold in our white chocolate chips. And you wanna fold them in. You don't wanna use the mixer, so I like to use the spatula. This one's a little dirty. I've been using them on the sides of the bowl, but you just sprinkle them in like that and then gently fold. Go up and over. Once we've folded in all of our white chocolate chips, we are going to take a tablespoon scoop and you're going to take 2 tablespoons of cookie. And we're going to fill up our whole tray. You want to leave 2 inches in between each cookie so that when they bake and expand, they won't run into each other. Once you've got all of your cookies on the baking sheet, you are going to heat your oven to 375 degrees and bake until golden brown, which is about 7 to 9 minutes. Once the cookies have baked, I just pulled these out of the oven, so be very careful. The pan is hot, the cookies are hot. We are going to add the final decorations to these holiday cookies. We are going to take the red and green M&Ms and just place them on top of the cookie, and this way our M&Ms will melt into the cookie, but they won't over melt like they would in the oven. And this part is totally optional, but for a little bit of extra decoration, I'm going to add a few more white chocolate chips on the top. Once your cookies have completely cooled, you can fill up your cookie jar. Yes, please. Or transfer them to serving plates to share with friends, or just one plate to leave them out for Santa. The second recipe that we're going to be making is something very near and dear to my heart. Growing up, we always used to make pancakes every Christmas morning. So today we are going to continue the tradition and we are going to be making Santa-themed pancakes. The things you will need will be 1 1/4 cup of milk, 1 1/2 cup of flour, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 3 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, 3 tablespoons of melted butter, some whipped cream, fresh strawberries, and melting chocolates. The first thing that we're going to do in a medium-sized bowl, we are going to whisk together our dry ingredients. So we're going to add the flour, salt, baking powder, and sugar. And we're going to whisk together until evenly combined. Now we're going to add our wet ingredients. We're going to pour in the milk, melted butter, and our egg. Then using an electric beater, I'm going to mix this together until everything is nice and smooth. Once your pancake batter is all mixed up, we're going to take it over to the stove. Place a medium-sized frying pan on the stove and then grease your pan. I'm using butter, but you can also use cooking spray. Then turn your heat to medium-low and wait for the pan to heat up. Once the pan is hot, scoop 4 tablespoons of batter into the center of the pan. There's many different ways to pour pancake batter, but I like the scoop method. When a bunch of bubbles begin to form, it's time to flip your pancake. Flip that pancake over, bake for about another minute, then using a spatula, transfer your pancake to a plate and make as many pancakes as you'd like. To decorate these cute little pancakes, the first thing that we're gonna do is take a bunch of strawberries and we're gonna cut off the butt and then cut them in half. We're also gonna cut a few circular slices for a little rosy nose. Just cut up all the fresh strawberries and now we are gonna assemble our Santa pancake. So you're gonna take one of your fresh pancakes, place them on a serving plate, and then you're gonna take these strawberries that we've cut in half and position them on the top half of the pancake to look like a Santa hat. We're gonna take this whipped cream and we're gonna decorate his hat and beard. So we're gonna do a line right across where the strawberries are lined up. Boom! Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And then for the top of the hat, we gotta put a little here. And then to make his beard look textured, we're just gonna do bloop, bloop, bloop for a little bit of texture. I'm gonna take this little strawberry right here for his little rosy nose. I'm gonna place it right in the center and then take your melted chocolate and I am just gonna make a little smiley face. So I'm gonna put 2 eyes right in the middle and then a little happy face. Here are the Santa themed pancakes that we made today. These are so cute. I love making themed pancakes. Next, we're gonna be making a savory recipe. We're gonna be making some reindeer corn dogs. The things you will need to make these reindeer corn dogs are corn dogs, ketchup, mayonnaise, jumbo pretzels, 3 squeezy bottles, and a little bit of black food coloring. First step is to make your corn dogs. I found these ones at the store, and so what you're gonna do is place them onto a baking sheet and we're gonna pop them in the oven at 350 degrees and bake for about 18 minutes. While the corn dogs are baking, we are gonna prep our decorations. And so we got a bunch of pretzels over here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take a pretzel, and I've got a cutting board here with a little serrated knife, and you're gonna cut right down the middle of the pretzel. I like to do one motion, just go down and again. The last thing that you'll wanna do is make one diagonal cut at the top of the pretzel, so the pretzel will look like antlers. Once you've cut all of your pretzel antlers, now we are gonna fill up our 3 squeezy bottles. I'm gonna fill one with ketchup, one with mayo, and then one with mayo dyed black. So you're gonna take a couple drops of black food coloring, mix it into your mayonnaise, and it will be black. It will be for the pupil of the eyeballs of the little reindeer. Now that our corn dogs are done baking, I've given them just a minute to cool down. They're still warm, but they are not super hot anymore, so it's a perfect time to eat them. And we're gonna decorate them really quickly. So you're just gonna take a corn dog and take 2 pretzels and stick them in the top of the corn dog to be their little antlers. All right, we got their little antlers in, and now we're gonna draw a little face. I'm gonna use ketchup to draw a red nose, and then mayonnaise for 2 eyeballs, and a little bit of black mayo just for the pupil. Look at him, he's so cute. Here are the reindeer corn dogs that we made today. I really love these because they're super easy to make. They're a fun, savory snack to eat when you're in a hurry. Next, we are gonna be making a holiday themed drink, gingerbread smoothies. The things you'll need to make these gingerbread smoothies will be a blender, 2 tablespoons of molasses, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1½ teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, half a teaspoon of stevia, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, some whipped cream, 3 cups of coconut milk, small gingerbread man cookies. I found these ones at Whole Foods, 2 cups of ice, 2 frozen bananas, red and white decorative straws. I found these ones at Target, and 4 glasses. The first thing that we're gonna do to make these smoothies is we are gonna blend together our frozen bananas and coconut milk. Now we're gonna add in the rest of our ingredients: stevia, cloves, ginger, vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg, and molasses. Then for the ice, I'm gonna add half now, mix it up, and then add the other half, because I don't know how powerful my blender is. Make sure he can handle it. All right, now it's time to assemble everything. You're gonna take off the lid, fill up a cup, shake up some whipped cream. Yes. Add a little straw. And a little gingerbread man. And there you go, a delicious gingerbread smoothie. Side note, this recipe is completely vegan without the whipped cream or the little cookie. Now you can make as many drinks as you like. Cheers! Ta-da! Here are the DIY holiday treats that we made this year. We made holiday cookies for Santa, Santa pancakes, cute little reindeer corn dogs, and yummy gingerbread smoothies. You may notice that one of them is missing. Someone might have had one. I'll be taking lots of pictures of these treats and posting them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. And if you guys make any of these treats, please take a picture and send it to me. I just love seeing your baking creations. It just makes my day. All right, thanks again, you guys. Bye-bye, and happy holidays.